All right, this is a quick one and a little bit of a background change. Figured I'd show you more of my university setup while I'm here for my last year. So here you go. I wanted to talk about client retention. I feel like this is something I wish we knew when we first started out because it is such a key factor to success in the business world. It doesn't matter what business you run, what industry you're in. If you can figure out how to do this properly, your clients are going to stick with you forever and you don't need to go and find new clients. I can guarantee you that. So, one thing that we started introducing when we were first starting out is creating offers with some kind of structure that kind of locks in the client. Now, depends on what you do, but if you're already chasing an MRR structure, then this shouldn't be a big deal to you. The only thing I would say is make sure you're over delivering like crazy. If you say you're going to do this, that, and the other in the offer, do 100 more things. Because once you do that, you give the client zero excuses to go and find another service. So I'll give you an example since we build software and stuff. Let's just say I find a small fish, a small ticket client, and he wants a website for a couple grand, right? So he tells me, okay, I want this, that, and the other. What we're going to do is we're going to add 20 more things that he didn't even want, but we think would be good to have. What we're also going to do is we're going to tell him, hey, for super cheap every month, we'll buy the domain, we'll host it, we'll give you 3 iterations. Tell us whatever you want any time of the month, 3 times, up to 3 times, and we'll add it in. That is called creating an offer that is just packed with um, packed with value. Like the client is not even going to think about for 1 second that hey, these guys are just laying around. They have 20 other clients that they're managing. I'm going to go find someone else. Now, I can understand at scale this gets very difficult, but you don't need to scale if you can get clients recurring and you can turn these small clients into bigger clients. That's what I'm saying is if you can build this small project off the bat, you do a great job. For 6 months, you manage it. The chance that they come back and ask you for something else is pretty high, whether it's for them or their network. And that's happened to us on quite a few occasions. We would start off with something very basic, right? Whether it was a minimal viable product or a version one of an application. And we would add additional features that they didn't want, but we thought would be interesting. And we would push that. And then whether it was a couple weeks or a couple months later, they would be like, hey, I want to do this. I want to do that. Speaking of that, my buddy across the street needs something similar. Can you build it for him? This just opens a network. And this goes hand in hand with my previous video about word of mouth and referrals, right? It's creating that irresistible offer. If you can do something like that, basically it's two things, right? I just kind of cut it short here and tell you what exactly you need to do. One, create an offer with some kind of component that locks in your client or your prospect. And two, add a ton of value when you're first starting to work with them. And continue that. It doesn't matter if it's been 1 month or 1 year, right? You should make sure that the client thinks that you're giving them the appropriate time that they need and that you need to succeed. Um, so yeah, something I wish I knew earlier. It took me a while to learn, but if someone can follow this and implement it in their business and their offers, then that would be pretty neat.